So this is kind of unusual YouTube. This is just a quick YouTube walk around of our Soapbox Derby car that is here at Vintage Motors in Carnation. This is a beautifully built car, built with a Boeing engineer here in Seattle, Washington area with his two sons. Interesting story on this car. This was this family had two sons that both did Soapbox Derby with their dad, and they saw the 1960s movie Grand Prix, which had a bunch of Lotus and other late 60s Grand Prix cars, and they decided we're going to make a Grand Prix looking car. And this was, I think, the car that was copied after the BRM in Grand Prix, which is dark blue with white stripes. I think it's a BRM. Their thinking on this was to have a car with terrific front end aerodynamics like a jet fighter or a Formula One car from the late 60s. Early 70s, and this was their design. Amazing touches of aerospace technology. It's I believe these might be aluminum aerofoils here that hold the axles, and as you can see when you're Soapbox Derby, there's just a little bit of maneuverability here when you turn the wheel. It turns just those few degrees, and you can see the amazing amount of work. There's a wire coming out of here, goes inside of here, and you can see just a little bit of turning there. The construction is amazing, aerospace, Boeing surplus sort of stuff that you can see we'll kind of show when you turn the wheel, the little aluminum extruded arms going into pulley systems. Of course, I think this thing weighs 175 pounds. It has metal weights in the front and some very sophisticated steering mechanisms in there. This car is just a predecessor to the laydown cars, just a semi-laydown car. Here, this is kind of cute. This car includes the 1970 Soapbox Derby hat that Mark, who is the racer, raced. See, it has kind of a little seat in there. And this is the brake system. Back in here, you hit the foot brake and it activates that. I can't quite reach in there to do that, and activates a pad down here which drops down to the ground and stops the car. This was sponsored by the Lake City Lions Club, and you can see the aerodynamics they were going for was pointed in the front, rear in the back, aerodynamic in the back. Now it turns out this car competed regionally here in Washington State, did pretty well, did not move on to nationals. The next year, this design that Mark and his dad built, this became the front. They used the same kind of molds, and this was the front of the car, and it went down to a teardrop to the back, and that car came fractions of a second from winning the 1971 Soapbox Derby. Actually came in third place nationally. This was the year before. Their car, similar technology, they just rotated front to back, and they came up with just a fraction away from winning the national championship. We do have history on this car. Mark is still alive and lives in the area. We're going to be obtaining some documentation for the car. We're hoping some little bit of history, some photos of Mark racing this car. We do have one photo published in a newspaper of this car racing in I think one of the finals races in Washington State during the Washington Soapbox Derby regional racing. Construction, as you can see, it's phenomenal quality. I think it's a fiberglass with aluminum reinforcing it, maybe aluminum. Even the paint, there's some little details, some little scuffing here that we're going to take off. But the construction is almost airplane quality here. I mean, it was built by a really proficient airplane engineer, and it's just a terrific car. So if you have any questions, you can call Giordano's Vintage Motors. This item is for sale. We don't have a price on it yet. It's not especially inexpensive, but for what it is, it's a terrific nostalgia piece, a piece of local Soapbox Derby history, and the fact that the following year Mark came in third place nationally with a very similar car shows that this car has some capabilities to it, and it's a lot of fun. So Vintage Motors, Carnation, Washington, www.giocars.com, or call us 425-985-4259 for any questions. And we have shipping available for this car. Obviously picking it up here in Carnation, Washington would be a possibility as well. Thank you.